Well, the boomers had hit the demographic cliff. What does that mean for the rest of us? Well, this is the boomer bust. Welcome to the Afterview. So who are the boomers? Well, that's today's history lesson. Boomers, the babies that went boom. The baby boomers are the generation born after the vaporization of Nagasaki and Hiroshima to the time the president was assassinated for threatening to reveal the truth about UFOs. They grew up in the nifty 50s, hiding underneath their desk, hoping the big one didn't drop directly on their heads. They grew up watching wholesome television shows like Leave It to Beaver, The Honeymooners, and I Love Lucy. I mean, they had to be wholesome because if not, the studio would have been ran out of town and blacklisted. Ah, the good old days of the McCarthy era. The boomers were the first generation to grow up on rock and roll, proving it really is the devil's music. Hey, the results speak for themselves. They spent the 1960s in a drug-fueled nepotism, believing they were the ones changing the world while dropping acid and listening to all the great music that the silent generation was producing. Seriously, man, all silent members. And not to mention all that anti-war protesting was also organized by the silent generation. It's like the silent generation did everything themselves. They spent the better part of the 1970s protesting for gay rights and freedom for abortion. And then they wondered why they don't have any grandchildren. And when the 80s came around, they were ready to sell out and become luppies. They also marched through the institution like academia where they spread their seeds of communism and Marxism to overthrow the United States order. They spent the 1990s getting divorced and selling the country out to the highest bidder. Thanks, boomers. Picked you up from their bootstraps? You outsourced the bootstrap factories to China. At least they were good at making television and movies. Their music was kind of overrated. Sorry, dude, you're not as good as Bob Dylan. From the at-home computer to dominating politics for 40 years, the boomers had shaped our current times and place. And now they're at the end of their collective life cycle, and the world they created is about to crumble and be replaced by something new. More on that after this commercial break. Yeah, man, live. Every day at 7 p.m. It's the Evening Blues. Speaking of baby boomers, Donald Trump's retirement tour is going well. He just beat Maduro. Seriously, man, our boys just went in there and popped him up and, man, took him to New York, man. It was awesome. In the middle of the night, nobody saw it coming. But Trump, before you get cocky and try to take on the presidentes of Cuba and Colombia in a handicap match, remember, dude, you're 80, man. You're way past your prime to be doing that kind of thing, okay, homeboy? Seriously, if you just look at across the planet and all the people in charge, it's a lot of boomers, man. Putin's a boomer. Xi Jinping a boomer. The Ayatollah. Is he still in power? I don't know. I think he's actually leaving right now. But he's a boomer, right? They're all boomers. What's with all these freaking boomers, man? And look, it's very obvious that Donald Trump's on his retirement tour, and he's looking to take all of these guys out one by one on his way out. And you know what? I'm kind of for it, man. I mean, you know he and Shane are about to go at it in a WrestleMania-style headlining main event, man. Over Taiwan. Wow, that's kind of dark. And I'm just hoping this retirement tour doesn't end like John Cena's. That's not good. That was Break from the News, daily short melodies. So I guess it's time for the off script. And I don't know, look, I've been trying to figure out the boomers for years, you know, just looking at my parents. And I do think there's this like psychological need for the end of the world, right? To happen, right? I mean, think about it. They grew up in the 50s, hiding underneath their desks, thinking the big one was going to explode and kill them all one day. You know what I'm saying? And then there was the Cuban Missile Crisis back in like 1962. And it's like, is there something built into the psychology of the boomers where they're ready to blow up the planet? Like, I mean, look at the worst guy, Lindsey Graham, man. Seriously, Trump, you gotta dump that guy. That guy has no children. And anytime like any kind of war news comes out, he gets giddy. He's like, yeah, let's get those Russians. Man, that guy's ready to blow up the world. And Putin, you know, he's got the itchy fingers, man, trying to, you know, getting ready to. They have actually a new one called it's like a nuclear weapon that explodes, right? And then like it causes a tidal wave. The Poseidon bomb, right? They got that now. And look, Donald, man, don't get too itchy with that nuclear weapon, man. But something's big is about to happen, I'm sure of it. And I think the boomers, by the end of this year, we're going to be so done with them. We're going to want younger generation, man. We're going to want younger talents. And that's just on the horizon. So yeah, I think I'm ready for it. I think we're ready for the millennials to take control. And I think we're just going to do a better job. Because, man, you can't be any worse than the boomers, right? Boom. So this movie review of the week is The Social Dilemma. It's a documentary. I love documentaries. That's just who I am. I'm a guy that performs documentaries. But it's a great documentary, right? So the subplot is about this family, right? And how they're like being torn apart by social media, right? And how they all get addicted to social media. And the son becomes like a radical centrist, right? Because they don't say a radical right wing or they don't say a radical left wing. They keep it very politically neutral, which I kind of like, with the whole like idea that he's a radical centrist, right? And like the show, it's a very good movie on showing how like the social media companies make us individualized and atomized, and they produce things just for us, the algorithms just for us, and we all get sucked down into this like Truman show, like where it's all about us, right? And I know this is kind of ironic because here I am talking on YouTube, but it really is a great documentary. And the daughter, like, they took the phones away and they put the phones in the mom of the family, whatever. She puts the phones into this thing, right? And locks it. And the daughter gets crazy and smashes the freaking cupboard thing and takes the phone out. It's just a good show on addiction and how social media is addictive. And if I was you, I'd just watch it. It's called The Social Dilemma. It's on Netflix. That is the movie review of the week. And that is it for the Monday Afterview. I'm going to keep working on this show. And I hope you all enjoyed it if you made it this far. Thank you and have a good day. See you on the Evening Blues.